2 million Americans still don't have running water, new report says. Image 1. Mose Gibson fills water barrels outside St. Bonaventure Indian Mission and School in Thoreau, a community in the New Mexico portion of the Navajo Nation. Gibson was delivering the water on November 25, 2019, to a relative who does not have running water. On the days when the roads in Apache County are safe to drive on, Lagana Wagner drives her family 45 minutes away to a water pump in Sweetwater, Navajo Nation. She goes there to fill the containers with water. Her house does not have running water. Back at home, Wagner uses the water she collects for her family carefully. Running water, it would be such a luxury, Wagner said. Wagner is one of more than 2 million Americans who do not have running water and plumbing. A new report called Closing the Water Access Gap in the United States announced this. The report was released in November 2019. It shows that access to water is unequal in the U.S. Specifically, it is unequal based on race. Rural Native American access to water is limited. Native American households are 19 times less likely than white households to have running water. Black people and Latinos are 2 times less likely to have running water than white homes. It is difficult for rural communities to have access to water. They often do not have the money and expertise to get new systems. Radhika Fox is in charge of a group that helped write the recent water report. The number of people that do or do not have access to water in the U.S. is not an easy thing to find out. However, Fox believes the number of people who do not have access to piped water is much larger than 2 million. Navajo Nation is the country's largest Native American reservation. It includes parts of Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. Water has long been thought of as sacred there. About 300,000 Navajo people live there. About 1/3 of the Navajo people do not have taps for water. This means they cannot turn on water at a sink or flush toilets at home. Climate change affects water levels. Water is life, the Navajo say. In the Navajo language, also called Dine, it is To'eina. Image 2. Lagana Wagner stands in her living room in the Sweetwater chapter of the Navajo Nation on November 26, 2019. Wagner's home, along with about 1/3 of households in the Navajo Nation, does not have plumbing or running water. In Sweetwater, also called To'olikon, the spring water was known for its natural waste. Now, the springs no longer flow. The residents say this is due to climate change and environmental decline. Using fuels like oil and gas cause the Earth's atmosphere to warm up. The rising temperatures change weather patterns across the globe. This could mean more droughts in some areas, such as the Navajo Nation, over time. The region is more dry than it used to be. This is called climate change. Many of the Navajo have to drive miles to windmills to get water. That water might even be unsafe. Many water sources across the Navajo Nation are contaminated. The water might have poisons in it. Wagner has a rare disease that affects her immune system. She wonders if the disease was caused by the water. Now she buys bottled water from a grocery store an hour away. There have been efforts to bring clean water to remote households. There have been challenges, however. Struggling to improve water quality. Government money for building water systems has dropped. The amount is about 1/7 of what it was in the 1970s. In the 1970s, the government passed the Clean Water and Safe Drinking Acts. The laws set national standards for water quality that states were supposed to follow. These days, the money to improve water quality and access is not easily available. The American Water Works Association is a group that tries to improve water quality and supply. It estimates that maintaining and expanding the country's water systems will cost $1 trillion over the next 25 years. The Indian Health Service says it will cost $200 million to provide water systems to the Navajo Nation. The government recently introduced laws to start programs to assist low income residents with paying for water and sewage. This program is new and it may take a while to implement. Image 3. Driver Darlene Arvizo fills a 1,200-gallon water tank that was recently installed outside a home in Moriano Lake, a community in the New Mexico portion of the Navajo Nation. There is an expensive project in place that is designed to bring water 280 miles across the Navajo Nation to communities through pipes. The project is supposed to improve water to about 250,000 people by the year 2040. However, many rural residents doubt that it will help them. Avoid water waste. Wagner dreams about the day she could have 40 gallons of clean, warm water every day. It would be a luxury. She also worries about the she also worries about water's growing scarcity and is cautious of how so many people waste it. We must not waste it, Wagner said. That's how we live. It's who we are.